Welcome to part 2 of our most recent pack update. We'll be focusing mostly on Grayson in this video, especially his most recent medical exam. So many of you may remember from the past update that Grayson has been having some rectal issues, specifically straining a lot and having some mucus in his scat. We first noticed these issues back in February after seeing him having some difficulties defecating, as well as seeing a little bit of blood in his stool, and anal inflammation and irritation. To help kind of soothe any discomfort, we did apply some ointment to his rear and continue to kind of monitor those defecations that he was having. While we would have liked to do a rectal exam with him at the time, it would have required a full chemical immobilization during a time where wolves are still feeling the heightened dominance that usually comes with the seasonal hormones that are kind of associated with winter breeding season. In order to make sure that Grayson could be reintroduced into the pack with minimal focus on him, our best course of action was to wait until things warmed up and the arrival of spring hormones encouraged a calmer pack. After retiring and saying goodbye to Axel, we decided it was a good time to immobilize Grayson and get a closer look at his rectum. Wolf Care staff, along with our vet at the Ely Veterinary Clinic, came up with an immobilization plan to conduct a full medical exam for him, including blood work, cleaning up any old scabs, and getting a closer look at what may be causing the irritation on his rear. Everything went very smoothly, and we were able to get everything done that we had planned for. When we separate a more dominant individual like this, we want to make sure that they can be integrated back into the pack with as little focus as possible. So we had Rika, Kaz, and Blackstone in one of the retirement enclosures during Grayson's exam and recovery, so that Grayson was actually the first wolf back into the exhibit pack. Rika was the next wolf let back into the exhibit. We knew that she was the one that was most likely to focus on him, and so without the 2-year-olds in there, he was able to kind of defend himself a little bit better. We then let Kaz and Blackstone back in and saw some of that classic appeasement behavior, very submissive, very respectful towards him. Whenever there was a little bit of excitement, sometimes Riker would come over, but Grayson was always alert enough to kind of chase him off if needed. You can see him there with a really high tail, a little bit of kind of chasing going on, but overall everything is relatively calm. Not much focus on Grayson, which is the good part. You'll see in these clips here that he's alert, he's very able to give corrections when he needs to. The 2-year-olds are being very respectful, and Rika's pretty much leaving him alone for the most part. You can see Wolf Care team members in the enclosure as well. We were there to provide distractions if needed to make sure that Grayson was not kind of the center of attention there. Fortunately, all of Grayson's blood work came back normal, and our vet did not find any masses or tumors in his rectum. Just a little bit of herniated tissue and some edema or swelling. She collected a tissue sample of the area, which confirmed a diagnosis of colitis and chronic inflammation of the rectum. He's currently on an antibiotic and a probiotic that are specific to gastrointestinal health. Since the start of his treatment, we have seen significant progress and improvement in the health of the tissue. His cats have been a lot more normal, and his anus is no longer visibly inflamed. We've also seen a decrease in swelling, and the tissue is no longer herniated. So overall, lots of good improvements. It's also important to note that during this entire time, his behaviors have remained typical for him, and his status in the pack has not lessened. In fact, Grayson appears to have gained quite a bit of confidence and status after Axel's passing. We oftentimes see him posture over Kaz and maintain the respect of the younger males. Rika will still occasionally grab at his tail at times of high intensity, but there you can see her doing a little bit of a parallel walk with him. They seem to be engaging in more social interactions than we had seen before. Grayson has also been a lot more willing to chase her off when needed. We'll continue to monitor his health very closely and keep you all up to date with everything that's been going on with the pack. Thank you all so much for your support. It's been a really difficult month. We really appreciate everyone's dedication and care to our ambassadors. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time.